I'd like to welcome Mr. Lenni Montiel, Assistant Secretary General for Economic Development, UNDSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Let me thank the government of Belarus, the project Chernobyl, as well as the Russian-American Foundation for the organization of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, 31 years ago, on 26th of April 1986, an explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear reactor quickly cascaded into the worst nuclear accident the world has ever seen. Today, we remember this tragedy and its victims. Chernobyl was a man-made disaster, a disaster that was avoidable. When disaster struck, the extent and precise nature of its impact was not well known or fully anticipated. However, it clearly impacted millions across Europe. As many as 115,000 people were evacuated and 220,000 resettled. The assessment carried out by the Chernobyl Forum, thanks to thousands of scientists, has also provided a quantitative picture of the enormity of the impact. Death, debilitating outcomes such as thyroid cancer, leukemia, and other diseases. One of the most widespread and deepest impacts has been on psychological and mental health. Most sadly, the impacts spans generations. Sussex and ETH Zurich researchers estimate the overall cost of the Chernobyl accident at a whopping US dollars 259 billion. This is a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chernobyl accident was a terrible man-made tragedy. Have we learned from it? After 31 years of international cooperation, are we in a better position to assess, understand, and prevent technological calamities of this kind in the future? What kind of risk are we willing to take? How do they compare with the technological benefits? Are there alternatives, and what are the risk-reward profiles in comprehensive terms? We live in a time of powerful technologies and exponential innovation. In our view, it is paramount that the international community answer these questions, not only from nuclear energy technologies, but also for the range of emerging technologies that can be crucial for the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. In the context of the Global Sustainable Development Report 2016, scientists identified opportunities and threats of a range of emerging bio, digital, nano, neuro, and green technologies. Just to give one example, automation technologies, robotics, and artificial intelligence are expected to have many benefits, but also potentially carry great risks. Experts recently brought together by our department, DESA, highlighted the fact that very little is known, especially in terms of the potential positive and negative impacts of these new technologies on developing countries. If we are serious about the aspirations of the Sustainable Development Goals, we cannot afford to fly blindly with any idea of the impacts of the new technologies and possible responses. While technology progress in the past has solved many ills and problems, it has also always added ever new challenges. Technological change is potentially disruptive. However, we do not have unlimited time for trial and error. Human life and well-being cannot be treated with negligence. Ladies and gentlemen, it is against this background that I wish to call on all interested partners to work together to systematically assess, develop, and share knowledge about the powerful new technologies of today. Many have the potential to drive the kind of transformations called for by the Sustainable Development Goals. Yet, many also expose mankind to unforeseen threats. Together, we can better understand and anticipate issues and flexibly adapt policies much more effectively than without such cooperation. It is about making the knowledge and factual evidence available for decision makers. Member States wisely created a technology facilitation mechanism in the 2030 Agenda and the Addis Ababa Agenda. I believe this mechanism can and should provide the space to start such cooperation in earnest on key emerging technologies for the SDGs. We encourage you all to consider engaging in the technology facilitation mechanism, the multi-stakeholder forum on science, technology and innovation for the SDG, to be held from 15 to 16 May, will be a good opportunity to discuss next steps for emerging technologies, particularly related to nuclear application and safety, as well as energy technologies. If there is one lesson for me from the Chernobyl accident, it is that it was not inevitable. Losing precious life and scaring others for generations was not inevitable. And it is clear to me, to us here in this building, that many actions need to be taken to do our due diligence in managing the risks associated with emerging technologies that will be crucial for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This was clear from reference made in the statement by Mr. Mironchik and by His Excellency Mr. Kananuchenko. Once again, I congratulate the government of Belarus for organizing the discussion on this highly important topic. Our thoughts are with the victims for the Chernobyl accident. We also join Mr. Kananuchenko in the acknowledgement of heroes that helped fighting this accident several years ago. We can prevent these kinds of man-made disasters, and I am convinced that together we will. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Montiel, for that impassioned speech.